back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu says the Commission has no plan to postpone the 2019 elections as he meets with National Assembly committees on electoral matters. Israel's Deputy Chief of Mission expresses confidence in Nigeria's ability to conduct credible elections come 2019. Kaduna State House of Assembly declares seat of former Deputy Speaker John Kwaturu vacant following his defection from the ruling All Progressives Congress to the opposition PDP. An Italian Prime Minister declares a 12-month state of emergency in Liguria following motorway bridge collapse, which has claimed over 39 lives. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and then follow the instructions. The convener of the Red Card movement, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, has been speaking about the state of development in Nigeria. Dr. Ezekwesili explains that as long as the budgeting system in Nigeria is nothing to write home about, there will not be strong institutions and sound policies to develop the nation. At the opening of the Summit of Alternatives in Abuja, she listed good investments, sound policies and strong institutions as elements that will lead to national development in Nigeria.
Painfully to the starter of budget.
There are three important things that lead to development if you organize them well. If you organize your policies well, you would have sound policies, critical for development. If you created your foundation for governance on the rule of law, you would build institutions that are dynamic, institutions that are strong. That's number two. Number three is that if you understood how to select your priorities, you would engage in investments that would create the environment for your citizens to be productive. So three things: institutions, investment, and sound policies. And in that regard, what is very clear is that for Nigeria, for as long as our investment, which is through our budget, is nothing to write home about, a third of the three things we need is in trouble. Isn't that so? Then, how about strong institutions? Do we have that? No. How about sound policies? Do we have that? No. That explains to you why our condition is how it is. And that's part of why you're here.
The introduction of a forensic investigation system has helped in the rapid resolution of various cases globally in Nigeria. Now, one of such incidents is Lagos State. In the state was the Otedola Bridge fire, where DNA was used in identification of victims. Participants at this year's event of the Lagos Forensic Symposium, holding from the 14th to the 16th, brainstorm on the benefits of DNA applications, crime scene investigations and sustainability issues in forensics.
0.5 law enforcement agencies, forensic sciences, legal and other practitioners educating and training on the subject, DNA applications, legal and funding issues in forensics, among others, holding at the Civic Centre, Victoria Island, Lagos. Tom Allen, a first assistant city attorney in the United States, talked about the legal and legislative concerns of forensic science.
What's been the impact of technology on public confidence in the criminal justice system? You've heard a lot about technology. Now, did that give the public more confidence? Less confidence? What do you think has been the impact? Well, I think it starts by hurting, and then I think it can wind up by helping. Now, the good news is that shows like this really got the public hepped up about it. And they were like, oh, this is almost magic. This is incredible. But you know what the bad news is? Then the public thinks because of technology, we can solve every crime in about 12 minutes.
Representative of the Commissioner for Justice, Lagos State, highlights the significance of keeping stakeholders abreast of modern forensic methods in the criminal justice system.
Forensic is such a new technology, and there are new things coming up every day. The latest one was the identification of the 9 dead bodies that got burnt at the Otedola Bridge. Usually would have sent them abroad and would have taken about 6 months. But this time around, because we have our own DNA center, so they were able to identify the 9 bodies within 4 weeks.
Some of the cases that have been aided through the forensic labs at the Lagos State DNA Center were also listed.
Well, since commissioning in September 2017, we have handled a total of about 92 relationship cases. I've also helped with 19 forensic cases, and this includes rape, sexual assault, murder, burglary, and disaster victim identification.
With the exchange of state-of-the-art information, deoxyribonucleic acid DNA and others, criminal investigations and law enforcement agents could change the narratives of especially unresolved cases in Nigeria.
Let's cross over to Abuja now. Here's Linda Akigbe. Linda.
Hello, Ijoma. Good to see you. Now, the Federal Executive Council has approved the augmentation of the cost of the rehabilitation of the Enugu-Onitsha road by 5.4 billion naira. The decision was taken at the weekly meeting of the council presided over by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, at the presidential villa. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, told State House correspondents at the end of the meeting that the cost was increased to 15.7 billion naira from 10.3 billion naira. Mr. Fashola said the augmentation was meant to accommodate erosion control measures and drains on the road. He explains that the contract, which was first awarded in 2012, was part of the roads captured as Umunna Oka section of the road in Enugu State.
The contract was awarded in 2012, and there were spurs of the Enugu-Onitsha highway, I believe, to 6 different communities: Ebenebe, Umana, Ndiagu, Ukpodu, Ekeagu, and Ugwoba. Because of lack of appropriate budgeting and funding, all of these projects could not be completed. There were also failures in the implementation as we inherited it. There was also the need to provide for erosion control measures and drains. So that has led to a revision of the existing contract awarded in 2012 from 10.3 billion to 15.734 billion. So it's that revision to enable the contracts to be completed that was presented and approved in Council today.
Anambra State government is giving funds to more Catholic missions and Anglican communion schools for the upgrade of their infrastructure. Governor Willie Obiano made the check presentations at the Catholic mission at the Basilica of the Most Holy Trinity Cathedral, Onitsha, and Emma's House, Oka, for the Anglican communion. The governor, who commended the transparency and quality of jobs done so far by the denominations, appealed to them to continue to ensure equitable distribution of the monies.
Governor Willie Obiano arrives at Bishop Shanahan Hall of the Basilica of the Most Holy Trinity Onitsha in Anambra State, where he is received by the Archbishop of Onitsha Catholic Diocese, Most Reverend Valerian Okeke. The governor's visit is to facilitate the upgrade of over 400 schools handed over to the Catholic and Anglican missions by the state government, a partnership aimed at enhancing a credible and value-based education system in the state. The Archbishop of the Onitsha Diocese lauds the governor for his efforts in sustaining academic excellence, which is exemplified by the feat of the students from the Regina Passy Mission School in the Technovation Challenge competition in the USA.
Please will always remember that though the Nigerian team won, that Nigerian team came from somewhere. Where did they come from? Anambra State.
Governor Obiano goes ahead to give a reassurance of his administration's commitment to the education sector, especially hard-to-reach areas.
We are facing the compound because most of the school compounds are being taken over by land grabbers, and we are pulling down illegal property in school compounds and fencing them.
His next port of call is in Miles House Complex in Oka, where he is cheerfully received by the Boys and Girls Brigade of the Anglican Communion. A visiting Archbishop of Enugu Anglican Diocese commends the governor for his efforts in the education sector.
I want to plead that other governors should give us the check like you give the check. No, because what you do now is that you vision, go and do the work. I will go and see what you are doing.
145 million.
Governor Obiano applauds the church team for their commitment to the judicious use of the intervention funds so far.
This money we give every year is to improve on those facilities that we handed over to you. And I want to attest that in my 4 years plus as governor, you have done very well applying the money that was given to you.
Governor Willie Obiano says he is optimistic that the investment in the education sector will yield the desired results in the years to come, and this will give the children a proper foundation to build a solid future.
When the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's telecom carrier Telecom launches new SIM card into the Nigerian market called Oga SIM. Please stay with us.